Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Of course, it's your boy, Xeno the Gamer, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of my favorite characters from Fire Emblem Heroes, give you guys a little tour of all the characters I have, and yeah, for you guys to see what I'm working with for future videos to come. So let's get started. Alrighty. So we're gonna start off with my base team and then work our way down. So the first character I like to cover is Legendary Corrin, which is absolutely one of my favorite characters in the whole entire game. Probably one of the most powerful in my opinion. I have her +2 plus attack, and I've had a very deep connection with Corrin. I've loved her. Fire Emblem Fates was the first ever game I played in the Fire Emblem series, and it's because it had Phoenix mode because I'm super crap at JRPGs. But I kind of have a connection with Corrin, because of Fates, and she was probably one of the most offensive and defensive characters in the whole entire game. Next we have Fallen Corrin. Another one of my favorites. I have a huge thing for the Fallen characters in Fire Emblem Heroes because usually A, they're overpowered, B, they have a tragic backstory, and C, their artwork is really, really cool. At least in my opinion, though. I have her +4 plus attack, and is probably the most offensive character that I have, and that I use the most. With the exception of maybe Ophilia, but even then, I think Corrin even beats her stat-wise. Next character we are going to look at is Fallen Celica. The blue stars mean that I have use a form of soul for this character, and I have her +4, completely neutral stats for right now. I might change them later down the road at some given time. Gave her Refine, which means that if her HP is at, if foe's HP or her HP is at 100%, grants +4 of every stat and restores 7 HP, which is a very helpful Refine. I think she was once 4th tier, now I believe she's 2nd. Even still now with all the characters that are being added. Last but certainly not least, the absolute power creep monster herself, Fallen Edelgard. She is probably the most lethal character that we have right now in Fire Emblem Heroes. Like, no joke. She gets a ridiculous amount of attack and defense, and if she's all by herself, you could pretty much guarantee that the enemy will not leave a single scratch on you, unless, of course, they're effective against beasts. Which, in most cases, the cases of that is very slim to none. But I use her quite a bit. You'll see her quite often, just like the other 3 characters I showed you. They're part of my primary team. The first character we're going to be looking at that isn't on my, overall main team that you will see in Ether raids and Arena sometimes is Lucina. My first ever 5-star in this game. I have a very deep connection with her as well, just like Corrin. Have her +3, completely neutral stats for right now, and have her Sealed Falchion, Swift Sparrow 3, Mythic Boost, and Panic Smoke, which are very helpful skills, especially when she heavily relies on bonuses. And probably one of my favorite characters. I mean, I know a lot of people were against the whole Fae Pass costume resplendet for her. But I think it's fine. I mean, she doesn't look like what I think she looks like in certain people's eyes, but I really like that they gave her +2 of every stat, which is really nice. Next character we're going to be taking a look at is one of my +10s, which my most relevant +10s, which is Eliwood. I use him. You'll see him time to time from my cavalry teams where I'm doing the 10th Strontium in the training tower. I have him plus attack. He gets a lot of attack with the base build that I give him, and he's a pretty good character. Not gonna lie, he's probably one of the best Cavalier units that you could have right now, besides his legendary form and the next character I'm gonna be showing you, which is legendary Segard. Got him on a free summon. I didn't even have to really spend any orbs. And he's really fun to play as, especially if he triggers a special. Every single ally can move one additional space, including himself, which is really broken. Next character we're going to be covering really quick is Fallen Julia. I'd say it is the character that has the most amount of rest on my account. She is really powerful. She gets a lot of attack, especially with against characters that don't have any effect against dragon bonuses. She basically gets to make a guaranteed follow-up attack, which is pretty broken. Which I'll use her maybe every once in a while, depending on how things get. Let's see here. Next character we're going to be covering is Nyx. I was so happy when Nyx came out. I spent over $100 to summon her and another character I'm going to be showing you here relatively soon. I got her twice. I got her from regular summon, and I think I even got her from I did a free summon for her as well. Miracle goes along relatively well with her because she gets damage reduction and even attacks on the damage that she gets from magic and staff allies and uses it against them, which is relatively broken. Alrighty. Another character that you'll see from time to time because of fan service is Summer Byleth. I got them plus attack, minus HP, right? Yeah. They're pretty good characters. I think they're still top tier, especially because they tack on a lot of attack and speed, and all around are very good characters, especially with their duo skill. Even though it's only effective for one turn, it's still relatively effective. Another character I'd like to show you guys that you'll see maybe every once in a while is Summer Tana, of course, a fan service. I'm sure she's going to be getting a refine here relatively soon. That's why I decided to keep her versus all the other Hall of Forms characters that I built in the past. And I got a pretty decent build for her. Nothing too special, but you know, it's still something. Alright, another character you'll see is Pelagian Dorothea. Probably one of, I'd say, is my third best dancer that I have. I managed to get her plus attack minus defense, which are the perfect stats for them. And they inflict -6 on certain stats of whatever enemy has the highest of, which is really, really effective, and you'll see them from time to time. Alright, moving on to the blue characters. First, we're going to cover Fjorm, which is +4, completely neutral stats. I've gotten her quite a few times, especially in the very beginning. She's definitely on my list of weapons to refine. She's second in line, other from Leg Yarn, which just got a pretty amazing refine. But supposedly hers grants +4 of every stat and inflicts -4 defense and rest, and neutralizes any sort of penalties that she has and bonuses that the enemy has, which is relatively nice. Let's see here. Continuing on with my talk of fallen characters, we have Fallen Berkut, which sadly is probably one of my most underwhelming Hall of Forms, Form of Soul characters that I have. He does pack a lot of defense with my build that I have going on for him, but overall, though, not the greatest. A character you'll see from time to time, also because of fan service, is Halloween Tiki and Halloween Ninian, and Blade Session goes along relatively well with them. They can get like over like 50 speed at certain cases, which is pretty broken. And of course, I got them plus speed minus res, which is like the third best kind of stat line you could give them. See here. Character you'll see in Ether Raids and Arena is Legendary Crom. I have Deadeye on him, which is basically the most broken special that you could have on a bow unit, which I was hoping to get more than one of, but I'm sure I'll get more of this one character that has Deadeye here relatively soon for another one of my projects I've been working on. But he's really good. I got him plus defense minus speed, which is like the second best stat line you could give him. Following the Fallen trend, we have Fallen Delphia, which is one of my plus 10 projects I have going on right now that uses heroic grails. I have a lot of skills on her right now, like Juicy Wave, Death. I'm hoping that Death gets a refine here relatively soon. Just so like she could be more of use of that use of the tome. Of course, I have Ruptured Sky, a lot of power creeps based skills, and it'll only expand as time goes on. And it'll be pretty funny to know that I'll have a plus 10 I can never get rid of. All right, moving on. Another Fey Pass character that I have is Mikaya. I've gotten her 3 times. I usually don't have a lot of luck with the Hall of Forms characters, or not Hall of Forms. The games, some of the games that Ike comes from, the characters that come from those. She has a pretty good stat line, not gonna lie. She gets a lot of rest and a lot of attack, especially with what's going on, and she is the best tome armor killer, which is great. You'll see her from time to time, depending on if there's armor characters that require a thrashing. So, alrighty. So moving on, Legendary Lucina. Probably you'll see her from time to time. Hopefully, when she gets a Legendary Hero remix at some point, maybe sometime after Ephraim and Erica get their refines. It took me 3 years in order to get this character. And I got her on my and she released on my birthday, and I didn't get her until 2 years later. So she holds a special place in my heart, and I'll never get rid of her. So one of the characters I have the most tragic backstory for is Summerhorn. It took me a total of 4 years in order to get her. I don't even know how many orbs I've spent just trying to get this girl, and even though she'll never get a weapon refine because she doesn't have a preferred weapon, she'll have a special place in my heart, and I'll never get rid of her. You'll see her a lot. Legendary Azura. She probably still has one of the best supports as of right now, even though she'll probably never get a refine because Intelligent Systems absolutely hates the support characters like Olivia and Azura. But hopefully Intelligent Systems opens their eyes and realizes that there's too much power creep going on enough as is. And the least that they could do is give Olivia and Azura a refine, which I'll cover in a future video here soon, when I start to open up to more like just like talk videos. I'm forgetting somebody. Last but certainly not least, you'll see Ophilia quite a bit. Probably my most offensive tome character that I have so far. I try to give her new skills so she's current to whatever quests that are available. And you'll often try to see me solo certain maps with her, especially the legendary ones. Alrighty, moving on. Next we have Charlotte, which I spent quite a bit of orbs on. Of course, I spent over $100 on that banner. I don't know if I said that when I told you guys about Nyx. I waited 4 years in order for them to be released, and I went way too overboard to the point where I almost had to uninstall my Fire Emblem Heroes account, which was pretty bad. But luckily now with YouTube, and hopefully when my account starts to take off, you guys can see more summoning videos, and hopefully YouTube will support me and help me contribute to these videos. But besides the point, moving on. You'll see Brave Edelgard quite often, especially when I'm doing things like arena or chain chain maps. Relatively a pretty good unit. Has a lot of attack and a lot of defense, especially when she gets 80 near save, which is a pretty broken skill to have on her because her defenses are crazy enough as is. Let's see here. Following the fallen character train, we have female Morgan, which I managed to get her towards the end of the banner. Towards the end of the summoning banner, I did get her plus defense minus HP. And I do have attack and defense catch on her, which is a really good skill to have on her, especially when she heavily relies on being over 100% HP, over 75 HP, and having bonuses on her at all times. Especially, it combos very well with attack and defense menace. You'll see her from time to time, don't you guys worry. Another fallen character. I'd say she's probably the hardest seasonal, in orb-wise, I have ever gotten. I spent a ridiculous amount of orbs, and I think I made it to a 6% when the banner first came out, and I got pity broken by a 5-star Zane. And he didn't even have good stats. He was plus HP, minus, I think it was minus speed or something, and I was so angry. I spent so many orbs on that banner. But after a bit, Halloween Tiki showed up, and then as soon as she did, Fallen Robin did, and I'm like, yes, finally! Oh my gosh! And sadly, she was plus speed minus, minus HP, which is like the second worst stat line you could give her. So I used some trait fruit on her to change that. You'll see her quite a bit. Let's see here. Speaking of projects, we have Eleanor, which is probably one of the most strongest holoforms characters I have so far, besides maybe Marita, which I kind of skipped. But I'd say she's the most important one because she heavily relies on her attack and her speed, and in majority of cases with my build I have going on for her, it's pretty much impossible to have more speed than her. And she does quite a bit of damage, especially with Special Spiral and Ruptured Sky, which means she's more effective against dragons and beast foes. But she does a great amount of attack either way when she triggers her special. Let's see here. We have Legendary Claude, which you'll see from time to time. He has some pretty great attack and speed options, and of course he gets damage reduction for 1 turn. You'll see him sometimes. And of course you got some healers going on, but the one you'll see the most, I'd say, is Brightfjorm, which of course I use Form of Soul for. Halloween Mia, which I use of course a Form of Soul for. And a Summer Hilda, which I summon, and I think I should probably change her stats because I have her plus attack minus speed, which I want her plus speed mainly. And Flame, which I have a +1 of, but she is plus HP, so. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed that little tour of some of my favorite characters, and just to get a look at my Barracks. I'm hoping to expand them as time goes on. I'm sure I'll post a video of me summoning for the Brave characters, even though I won't really I won't spend any money on it. I'll probably just complete some of the story quests for as of right now. you know, just to make some content. But I'm sure you guys will enjoy my pain and my suffering and maybe my joy for the summoning videos to come for this game. Just to let you guys know, there will be another video posted today. Still trying to figure out what that is. And of course, we have the Fake Run Order summoning video coming up tomorrow, which I'll be spending 70 plus quartz on the summer servants before they are gone. And so yeah, so you guys stay tuned. I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe, hit that bell, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and you know, feel free to share this with your friends, because I'm hoping to expand my YouTube channel as time progresses, and I've got some great plans for you guys, and hopefully we can have some fun, some laughs, and some shared moments as time goes on. I hope you guys once again enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!